Can somebody let the Raiders know that they can actually start making calls? Damn. I was just sitting here and it's like, the Raiders ain't making no moves. But then again, this isn't anything new. I talked about it in my last video. The Raiders are always kind of quiet at the beginning of free agency, and then they start making moves as free agency starts to go, throughout the week. But with that said, though, the Raiders lose yet another key piece on the defensive side of the ball. According to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, the Raiders safety Trevon Moehrig is heading to the Panthers on a 3-year deal worth $51 million with a $60 million max. Damn, I don't know what's in the water today, but it seems like everybody getting paid. We seen Robert Spillane get a good payday today earlier on, and now Trevon Moehrig is getting well above his market value, because according to this, he's making upwards of $17 million a year. And you know what? I can't be mad at it. You might as well go out and chase the bag, and that's what he's doing. And the Panthers are definitely getting a good player here, a good safety that is only gonna be better as the years go on. His best football is ahead of him, and you get a safety that can kind of do it all out there. Of course, for the Raiders, this is a huge loss, especially coming off of his best season yet, starting in all 17 games last year, racking up 104 total tackles, 10 pass deflections, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumble recoveries. Of course, I would have loved to keep Trevon Moehrig on the Raiders. He was one guy that I wanted the Raiders to pay, and I thought we would have to pay up 10 to maybe at most $12 million to keep Trevon Moehrig in house. But damn, to see that he got about $17 million per year, you know what? Good for him. Because at that price, I'm okay moving on from Trevon Moehrig. I'd rather go out and spend money elsewhere, whether or not the Raiders want to go get another safety, or they want to go address the secondary with somebody else, or maybe go into the draft and get somebody in this year's draft that could come in and step in as a starter alongside of Isaiah Pola-Mao. Trevon Moehrig definitely cashed in, got the most out of what he can get in free agency, and for the Panthers, they definitely getting a good one here. It just kind of sucks that the Raiders lost 2 really good key pieces on the defensive side of the ball, but knowing this and knowing free agency, we can't keep everybody. But with that said, though, breaking news actually while I was recording this video, the Raiders finally pick up the phone and make a move today. The first move of free agency for our Las Vegas Raiders, other than, re-signing our own players. Free agent safety Jeremy Chinn is signing with the Raiders on a 2-year deal worth over $16 million, including over 75% fully guaranteed at signing. A major addition to Las Vegas' secondary. Now, this is a really great deal for the Raiders, and I think a really surprising move for the Raiders on top of that. And getting him for $8 million, about $8 million per year, is a huge steal for this team. I know we were all sad with the Trevon Moehrig, signing, departing from us, going to the Panthers, but the Raiders find the replacement right here in signing Jeremy Chinn, former 2nd-round pick for the Panthers in the 2020 draft. Jeremy Chinn had to sign a 1-year prove-it deal with the Commanders as a free agent last season. That gamble paid off as the 5th year had a strong season in a new environment. Starting and appearing in all 17 games, Chinn finished the season with 1 interception, 5 pass defended, 2 sacks, 117 tackles, and 7 tackles for loss. With his help, Washington surprised the league and made it to the NFC Championship game. Unfortunately, their magical season came to an end with the blowout loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, looking at this move, Jeremy Chinn is one of the most athletic, hard-hitting safeties in the league. And then you pair him up with the defense over here with Patrick Graham on top of that, with Pete Carroll coaching you up as well. I mean, heck, he kind of reminds me of Cam Chancellor. I'm not going to say just as good as Cam Chancellor, but all the traits that he has as a safety really reminds me of Cam Chancellor. And I don't think that the Raiders are done with the safety position. I think that the Raiders are still going to address it, but the fact that we come out of the gates swinging with a solid move like this for a really good price, heck, I'd rather take Jeremy Chinn over Trevon Moehrig any day for $8 million per year. A $16 million deal is a huge steal for a guy of Jeremy Chinn's caliber, especially coming off of the season that he just had in Washington. So, just like that, we're all happy again. I'm happy about it. I know that there might be other people that might be opposed to this, but like I said, at the price that we got him for, we can't be mad at all. Chinn is still a young player in the NFL, only 2 years older than Trevon Moehrig, with still a lot of upside, and I actually have a lot of trust in him this season with this new defense. So with that said, if you guys don't already hear the enthusiasm in my voice, I really love this move by the Raiders. Great signing, great start to free agency. I know we were all sitting around wondering when the Raiders were actually going to do something, but it's good to know that the Raiders are making some smart decisions and not just going out there spending all the cash in the bank. Because I see a lot of teams, you know, day one always seems to be the day that a lot of teams go out there and spend most of their cap space. But we'll see what the next move is going to be for this team. Again, let me know your thoughts on the Jeremy Chinn signing down in the comments below. And man, to make things a little bit better, the Raiders make yet another move, which honestly made my day so far, man. As I was recording this video, according to Vic Tafur and a lot of other sources out there, Malcolm Koonce is coming back to Las Vegas, baby. Let's fucking go. Now, he tweeted out that Malcolm Koonce returns to the Raiders on a 1-year, $12 million prove-it deal after the torn ACL. Now, this is a huge signing for the Raiders, a really great signing by the Raiders, because we knew that Pete Carroll, John Spytek, this new regime wanted to make it a priority to bring back Malcolm Koonce. But the only thing that was kind of worrying me about this whole thing was how much would it cost to bring Malcolm Koonce back to the Raiders. I know that last year would have been his prove-it year for the Raiders, but he wasn't able to do that because he was placed on IR, season-ending IR, right before the season started, and we didn't really get to see Malcolm Koonce go out there and show what he was able to do. And I thought that he was going to ask for a lot of money, somewhere upwards of $20 million per year, which at that price, I was totally fine with letting Malcolm Koonce walk. But the fact that the Raiders were able to get him on a 1-year, $12 million deal is a huge steal. Just like what I said about Jeremy Chinn, the Raiders are doing their due diligence and bringing in the right pieces over here to Las Vegas. Not only that, just not overpaying these guys as well, but bringing them in for a good value. And Malcolm Koonce is definitely one of those players that you want to keep on a roster. And the fact that he's coming back and he's down to run it back with the team and show what he can do for next offseason. If he's able to do well, he could have a big payday. But I'm excited to see this, not only because he's going to be returning back to the silver and black, but the mere fact that he's going to be returning to Patrick Graham's system, returning to this defensive line, who we recently just brought back Adam Butler. We still have Christian Wilkins. We still have Max Crosby on an extension. The whole defensive line, we still have Tyree Wilson. This whole defensive line gets me pumped up with bringing back Malcolm Koonce. And now Pete Carroll gets his hand on Malcolm Koonce. Only the best thing can come out of this. Barring any injuries, I think Malcolm Koonce can have a breakout year this year. We've seen a little bit of a spark from him at the end of the 2023 season when AP took over. And he had 8 sacks in the last couple of games. In that season, Malcolm Koonce played in all 17 games, tallying 43 total tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 17 quarterback hits, 3 forced fumbles, and like I said before, 8 total sacks. I honestly feel like this move made my day so far. Even with all the players that we had to release and all the players we weren't able to sign, we were all worried, of course, like I said in the beginning of this video, but as I continued to keep editing, it seems like more things came out every single time, so which is why I'm adding it to this video, and hopefully you guys do enjoy. But bringing back Malcolm Koonce, I think, is the highlight of my day. Whatever happens from here on out, of course, I know we're not going to be able to sign all the Raider free agents, and most of the main ones already left right now. But bringing back Malcolm Koonce is a huge win for the Raiders. Now, speaking of the players that did leave, I know I spoke a little bit too soon. It seems like the Raiders have lost yet another one, because according to some sources, the Packers are expected to sign former Raiders cornerback Nate Hobbs to a 4-year, $48 million contract with $16 million guaranteed. I feel like the theme has been the same all day long with all these former Raiders. They have all got paid, and my boy Nate Hobbs definitely got paid. Now he's looking at a $12 million per year salary over there in Green Bay, and you know what? Good thing for him. You know, he deserves it. He was one of the real ones for this team. Ever since he got drafted, he's been a solid contributor on the defensive side, especially in the secondary and especially in the slot. And looking at the theme that the Raiders have been having with the signings that we've had so far, you know, bringing back Adam Butler, bringing in Jeremy Chinn, and even bringing back Malcolm Koonce, they have been really cautious with the salary cap, making the best deals for the team. And Nate Hobbs, we already kind of seen the writing on the wall, and I talked about it a little bit in the last video, that it didn't seem like Nate Hobbs was going to come back, and there's reports going around that there were only 2 teams that he was looking at, and most likely it was probably the Packers and the Raiders. But the Raiders, of course, we're not going to pay him $12 million per year. What, a whole 4-year, $48 million contract with $16 million guaranteed? yeah, it is what it is. Thank you for your time. Best of luck in Green Bay. Now, all is not lost though, Raider Nation. If the Raiders can some way turn things around, and if these guys are still available, you know, go out and get a guy like Byron Murphy, bringing him over here and signing Dre Greenlaw, then I think we would have basically solidified the positions that we kind of gave away, kind of like what we did with Jeremy Chinn. But I'll say this, Raider Nation, I'm really happy with the moves the Raiders were able to make, and the fact that they're not going out there right out the gate overspending on players. I'm okay with it. And with this new regime, with this new coach, with the new GM, I got a lot of trust in them that they're going to make the right decisions moving forward. With that said, though, overall, what are your thoughts on these recent moves? What are your thoughts on Nate Hobbs going to the Packers? What are your thoughts on the Raiders re-signing Malcolm Koonce on that one-year deal? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Again, if there's anything else that pops off later on today, I will be coming to you guys with the news and letting you guys know. So if you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next one, this is your boy Small Raider and your boys. Yeah.